Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the Business and the Sillyville editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the show live on a variety of different places. Have a look at the website, SwitchedToLinux.com/live. We'll give you the latest, the most recent show and all of the places that you can watch it online. So with that, guys, also we are out of YouTube parole. That means the channel chapters should be working now. So yes, I have been putting chapters in the videos for a long time, but if you happen to be in the YouTube gulag, or if you happen to be on YouTube parole, then you do not get the benefit of chapters on your videos. But that is back, and I did check my channel today, and I did see chapters for last week's news. So chapters are back as long as we're not in the gulag. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and get started in. Well, it turns out that in addition to nuclear bomb silos, the other thing to use floppy disks in 2023 is Chuck E. Cheese animatronic mice. And I don't know which is worse, nuclear bombs or animatronic mice. Let me know in the comments what is worse. But this employee demos on TikTok. See, it's TikTok, so it's modern, so you know this is not something old. Although this guy's hairstyle does look like he was vomited out of the 80s. I almost called the mullet removal service. Employee TikTok demos a robot show upgrading from a floppy disk and a DV drive, but they are saying it's possibly for the last time. This is in Indiana, in Illinois. It changed to a Chuck E. Cheese branding in 1991. It includes a single Chuck E. Cheese animatronics character called Cybermix in the parliaments of the company, surrounded by 4 video screens set up called Studio C, first introduced in 1998. The 25-year-old setups are being phased out nationwide in favor of a remodel that replaces the animatronic characters with a dance floor. Okay, I don't know what's more fighting that. The end of the line for the Cyberamics, but a few stores still use them. The parent company ships them out updates on a floppy disk and a DVD drive to match the legacy system. So here is, I don't know if there's any sound on this or not. Let's see. I'm going to mute that just in case there's anything there. There's our frightening animatronic Chuck E. Cheese doll. Let's see. Okay, he's just showing us the back end. He's not actually showing us this terrifying thing moving. But see, tell me, does this guy not look like he's from the 80s? But here is him updating the system. You can see how old the system looks. Here's the Chuck E. Cheese 3.5 floppy. Gotta slide that bad boy right into there. Boom! We're gonna update the system. All right. I gotta know. I mean, I didn't watch this video all the way. Is that screen he's gonna have color or not? Is it a C prompt or is it like a Windows 3.1? I don't know. What are we gonna see? I mean, 1998, 1999, it could be like Windows 95 in there. Let's see. Let's move ahead a little bit more. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's DOS. Let's see if I can get to the beginning of the commands. All right.
You can see it's loading everything.
So yeah, it's running a DOS system. Well, that's exciting. See, look at that. That dude's from the 80s too. I wonder if he's going to be upgraded with the rest of the model. I don't know. All right. Apple is now working on adding touch screens to Macs in a major turnabout. Steve Jobs always completely decried the idea. I completely agree with Steve Jobs on this. I have a laptop with a touch screen. I run a boot up script on Linux to disable the touch screen. A touch screen on a regular computer with your keyboard and mouse right there on a regular laptop makes 0 sense. Now, if it's one of the Lenovo's, you know, you flip it back and you can kind of turn it into like a tablet mode, okay, it makes a lot more sense there. But a basic computer with a touchscreen makes 0 sense, always causes more problems than it helps. And so now, though, Apple's like, hey, we're going to add touchscreens to MacBook Pros because We need to basically, okay, how's this for conspiracy theory? Pass this on to Lewis, see if he agrees. They're doing this to make the assembly cost even more so that when they're forced to provide the assembly, now you have to pay them $900 instead of $700 to fix the $1,100 computer. So you throw the $1,100 computer away for a part that otherwise would still only be like $40. And then you end up buying a $1,600 computer to replace it. So is that not maybe part of it? Like, hey, this thing's so much more complex now. We got to double the price of it. But basically they want to add the touchscreen. Again, the touchscreen to the laptop makes 0 sense. There is no case. If you got the keyboard and the mouse, there's no case to reach over the keyboard and the mouse and start touching the screen, especially on a Mac, which is not really specifically designed for a touchscreen anyway. All right. So it's kind of there, but we'll see what happens with it. But that's what they're doing now. Whatever. And Twitter is now considering selling usernames through online auctions. This relates to unused accounts that are oftentimes, I guess, searched up. So if you have an old Twitter handle and you're not using it, but maybe you got it for a business you own or something else, you might want to get in there and start tweeting from it every once in a while so that Musk does not sell it off to, pay back some of his billions of dollars that he should have used to solve world hunger. But, that being said, if you do have an old Twitter handle, he is toying with taking these things. He's talking about a username squatter policy does not allow the buying and selling of usernames. Despite the rule, people have been able to buy coveted Twitter usernames on the black market for years. Practice of selling desirable usernames has also attracted hackers. 2020, teenager was arrested after hacking the social network, obtaining high-profile usernames to sell them. Hacker compromised the accounts of numerous public figures, including Musk, Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and more. And I remember that actually, but now he's talking about, hey, we're going to go ahead and, if you're not using that Twitter handle, we're going to go ahead and think about auctioning those off. So just something to keep in mind, but I wonder if this is going to turn into some other big corporate's going to have a backdoor deal, kind of like Meta, right? When Facebook rebranded itself to Meta, there was already a long established company called Meta that already had a Twitter handle. They already had a website. They already had all this kind of stuff. And Facebook used its political and financial power to literally steal that guy's property assets that he had for a long time. And it makes me wonder if this is going to start to happen. So if you legitimately have some Twitter handle because you have a name, but you just use it for whatever else, and some company comes in with a similar name, they might try and do a backdoor deal to steal it from you. So we need to have something in place to protect us from that. And finally, Automattic, which is the company behind WordPress, Tumblr, and a few other ones, they are now working on a website ad tool that could give Instagram and Facebook type ads onto existing website content. So if you have a WordPress.com site or some other WordPress thing, what they've been doing is they've been developing basically a market through their Jetpack system to try and link all these WordPress sites together. And this allows them to, instead of putting Google ads on your website or maybe other ad networks, now you can use the Automattic ad network. And of course, what gets promoted, not basic brands, but individual websites. The same way that Facebook ads are going to work, where Facebook ads, you can sell your products in there, but generally you use your Facebook ads to promote your Facebook page. So Automattic is doing this. So anybody, whether WordPress.com or any WordPress site with Jetpack plugin installed, is now going to be able to take advantage of Automattic's new ad network. Now, since we know that WordPress is the biggest source of malware on the internet and the biggest source of hacking and biggest problems, basically Automattic is producing a system which is going to spread malware like rapid fire all over the internet. So way to go, Automattic. Once again, you are out of touch with the realities of the world, and that's all sorts of fun, exciting things. So yet another reason to run an ad blocker. So they've extended the availability of an ad tool available for WordPress. Whoops, I actually clicked the link, didn't mean to. Via Jetpack and WordPress.com. First introduced in April 2022 by Tumblr, the Blaze ad tool now lets users reach a wider audience with an estimated 13.5 billion impressions per month, mostly spam, across hundreds of millions of malicious WordPress.com sites. I added the word malicious. They didn't say, They think this is a great thing. They don't realize how much malware is in WordPress. Available now, the tool enables anyone with a WordPress blog to advertise on WordPress.com, website builder, and Tumblr through Blaze. Now we're going to get more stuff. Do you want to go ahead and pay us money to spread your stuff all over? And this is going to turn into actually a big deal. This is going to turn really bad, really bad. So stay tuned for that. Future articles about the Automattic ad network mass spreading malware across the internet. So stay tuned, guys. In the meantime, if you want to help support the channel, we do have affiliates. Today we are highlighting Linode. TLM.li/Linode will get you $100 in credit, good for 60 days. You can spin up a lot of Linodes. You can do all sorts of web servers, Minecraft servers, if that's your thing. You can do VPNs, Jitsi servers, Jellyfin servers, ebook servers, all sorts of fun stuff you can do. TLM.li/Linode. Get $100 in free credits. Good for a 60-day trial. With that, guys, let's head on over to Sillyville, everybody's favorite place to go. And first up in Sillyville, and by the way, there's nothing in Sillyville related to tech, so I just picked a few fun articles for the week. Meat fights back. A deer crashes into a butcher shop and smashes some stuff and leaves. So here in Moorhead, Minnesota, Zeducation, where are you at? Melissa Evans, the owner of She Said Butcher Shop, that's what she said, was blissfully doing the Lord's work selling meat to the local carnivores when a terroristic deer burst through the front door. So you can check it out over here. Nope, never mind. Boom! Punk. He's like, what the hell? Where am I at?
Oh my god.
I'm out of here. Nice. All right. So, yeah, the deer is doing its thing for mankind. It's like, no. You're not getting any of that. You're not getting any of that. All right, well, a Florida burglar, he held up a jewelry shop, and then he's driving on down the road, and he's pulled over because in place of his license plate, he simply replaced his license plate or covered it up with a plastic or a cardboard sign that said, "My tag was stolen," or "stolen tag." So the video here is nothing exciting. I don't think we see him getting yanked out of there or anything like that. Let's see. No, come on, scroll ahead. Yeah, see, he gave up too easy, but basically the tag down here is just a piece of cardboard that says "tag stolen." So they pulled him over for that, and they're like, oh, this is the guy that just knocked off the jewelry shop. That's exciting. So it's don't cover up your thing with stolen tags. It's going to cause you to get pulled over a lot more often. Back to Washington State. I'm sorry, this is not Washington State. I think this is Washington, D.C. My apologies. I misspoke in the privacy section of the news this week. It is Washington, D.C. Apparently, they're trying to trying to come up with all sorts of other solutions to keep people from murdering each other in the streets. I think was it Baltimore that started paying criminals to not kill people? Hey, you haven't killed anybody this month. Here, have some money. Well, Washington, D.C. has now come full circle with the total insanity after completely rejecting God for everything. Now they want to hang "Thou shalt not kill" posters to help curb gun violence. By the way, this did not work well for the guy, I think also that was in Maryland, who in Baltimore, who was going around and using chalk and painting "gun-free zone" all over the place. And the guy, gun free zone, he made big news doing all sorts of gun free zone stuff all over the place. He died in a police shooting because he was assaulting people with a knife. Donut Operator broke that down if you're into police video breakdowns. So apparently, though, spray painting gun-free zone doesn't help. I have a sneaky suspicion that the capital of the country, which has exiled God from it, is not going to solve problems by hanging up the commandment, thou shalt not kill. They had better instead turn back to God first. And when they turn back to God and then they start having a love for each other, then they might actually stop killing each other in the streets. But Washington, D.C. is going to hang thou shalt not kill signs in order to help perturb murder. Because we all do know that if you hang up a no gun zone, gun-free zone, nobody ever is going to bring a gun in there. And we know that if we hang up signs that say thou shalt not kill, people will be like, I can't kill you. There's a sign that says thou shalt not kill. And okay, whatever. Congratulations. Welcome to Washington, D.C. And it just completely tells you everywhere that these guys are now going. All right. And on to our last story. We have to talk about some excellent memes. Of course, this relates to egg prices going up. And I have a very fun story about this. I spent 6 weeks in Parker, Arizona. And I didn't want to shop at Walmart all the time. Like, I'm sick of giving Walmart. Let's go to the Safeway grocery store across the street. So they actually had a really good like butcher over there, so I could get much cheaper, much better meat and stuff. So I was like, that was great. Let's go over. I need some eggs today. And I was gonna I'm not gonna go to Walmart this week. I'm just gonna go over. $8. This was like 3 weeks ago. $8 a dozen for eggs. That was their cheapest eggs. I'm like, what? $8 a dozen for eggs. So, okay, went back to Walmart and paid $3 for the eggs. Okay, this is interesting. And so apparently the egg prices are skyrocketing everywhere. So Babylon Bee, not Babylon Bee, not the Bee, so these are real, have collected a wonderful list. And yes, for reference, guys, I did fix the tweets on the website. I had to do with the cookie policies. That's what I was pretty sure it was. So changed my cookie policies to allow the Twitter to show up here. So here's $4 a dozen, 99 cents a dozen. Prices have quadrupled inside the crazy spike in egg prices hitting supermarkets across the country. Egg farmers, when the price hits $9 a dozen. My daily omelet on the carnivore diet is getting expensive. Let's see. There you go. Rappers in 2023 trying to show the money that they have a lot of money. I wouldn't tell anyone that I won the lottery, but there will be signs. Chickens after the price of eggs went up. And just like that, the crazy chicken lady just became everyone's favorite neighbor. Dozen farm fresh eggs will trade for 2015 or newer Jeep. Don't try to lowball me. I know what I got. Valentine's Day, get her something expensive. Y'all can gone and cancel that Easter egg hunt. OMG, he went to Kroger. Got any more of them eggs? Impress her with something expensive. Oh, man. And then, of course, scrambled tofu versus scrambled egg. There you go. Well, guys, that was some excellent stuff there. But if you want to help support the channel, we do have a Subscribe Star page, subscribestar.com/SwitchedToLinux. You can jump up on over there and help support the channel. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from SwitchedToLinux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.